G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on Shane's GTIR, putting a NIS tune board in it and all the auxiliaries around it and then tuning it on the road. Okay, so Shane has dropped his car off to me to do a little bit of work for him. So we're going to put a NIS tune board into this R35 MAF intake pipe, clean up some of the stuff under the engine bay, and then get it tuned with the boost controller. So that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, we're going to start getting to work on it. As you can see here, like this injector's leaky, the motor's pumping out quite a bit of oil. So I'm a little bit concerned for the safety of the engine, to be fair. But what I'll do is I'll get a compression gauge, compression test it. I'm going to check the timing first and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so just made up a little bit of a loom which is going to replace the standard plug for the AFM. And yeah, that's where the R35 MAF's going to go. So yeah, I'll just get the plug-ins put on this and get that all installed and off we go. Okay, so we've got the timing light out and I've just disconnected the TPS to put it into limp mode. And what we do is we're pointing the light down here and we're looking for it to be at 20 degrees. So at the moment it's at 15 degrees. So I'm just going to undo these nuts here on the dizzy and clock the dizzy slightly over, get it on 20 degrees and then mark it with a white pen. So I'll get that done now. Okay, so we've got that locked at 20 degrees now at idle. I'll put the TPS sensor back on, take the timing light off, and now what I'm going to do is pressure test the system and look for some vacuum leaks because I can hear one right now. So that down there is the main 12 volt power supply. It's currently exposed, there's no cover on it so it could arc out or anything, especially when I'm going to be pulling this intake out and putting a new one in. So I'm just going to cover that up with electrical tape just to be safe. Don't want to weld that to the side of the chassis or yeah, below the ECU, that would be tragic. Having a quick look at this thing, like I said, this injector here has obviously been leaking. There's lots and lots of fuel around it, which isn't the one. And yeah, it's definitely got a lot of blow by, which makes me pretty nervous when we're going to put more boost into it. But yeah, we'll clean everything up and go from there. Okay, so I have the compressor hooked up to the GIR, so we're going to pressurize this whole system and see if there's any vacuum leaks coming out anywhere. Problem with AFMRs, if you've got vacuum leaks and then you adjust anything, it throws the tune miles out, so we want to make sure we eliminate any of that before we start. Alright, so we've just pumped a little bit in. We've already got a huge vacuum leak coming right from here. So this car would have never been running very nice at all. In fact, I know it wasn't running very nice at all. I could hear it when it pulled up. 5 degrees out on the timing, plus we've got a huge vacuum leak already coming out of the joiner. So I'll fix that up and we'll keep going. Okay, so I've still got a leak. The little one's coming from that boost controller down there. So you can see how it's bubbling away. So we've got an air leak out of there, so I'll take that off and just put some thread tape in there. There is another vacuum leak, but it's coming from this intake setup, which we're about to get rid of. So I'm not too worried about that, because we're going to throw that out. Blow-off valve could potentially be leaking. We'll have to have a look at that. Otherwise, everything else seems to be okay. There doesn't seem to be any leaks coming out of the front of the plenum anyway. Quite often in GTIRs, I'll find that they leak out of these adjustment screws. I also find that they leak out of all of this pipe work. Okay, so we've got this out of here, out of the MAC valve. And yeah, this is made of plastic. It's had thread tape on it in the past. I think I'm just going to put that in the bin. We sell brass ones, so I'll just go get some brass fittings out of stock and change those over. And they should seal up way nicer than this. This will crack and break off and cause all sorts of problems in the future, so we'll just get rid of it. Okay, so we've got our brass fittings on there now, and I also put a proper filter on the MAC valve, so it's not just open and stuff can get in it. it. So yeah, that should fix that vacuum leak, which is good. Nope, that didn't fix our problem. So I'll throw a brand new Mac valve in. Alright, I'll get back out there and replace that, and hopefully the new threads on this will eliminate the vacuum leak. I'm sure it will. Oh, the front of the intake pipe is absolutely chocker with oil, and then the front of the turbocharger is absolutely full of it as well. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. It shouldn't be there, unless the seals in the turbo have gone or something. Alright, so we've got 444 standard injectors up here, which we've pulled out of the rail, and 800cc injectors here to put in. So, pulled the fuel rail out, injectors go in there, fit those new injectors into the rail, and put that all back in. They're a straight fit, so that's nice and easy. And then we just need to cut all the plugs off and wire the new injector plugs on, because they're not the same. So it should be fairly straightforward. New loom is all made for the R35 MAF, looking very, very flash and nice. That's courtesy of Steve, because he is the man with that type of stuff. So yeah, cool, we'll keep on going. Okay, so I'm just stripping back the wiring, so I can take these plug-ends off and make all these wires individual, so I can tuck them in behind the fuel rail and tidy things up. New injectors are in. Yeah, so just need to change those plugs over, put them on, bolt everything down, cable tie up a whole bunch of these vacuum lines to make sure they're all secure, and put the intercooler piping back in, put the ECU in, and it should be ready to tune. Okay, so I just pulled the plugs out of the car, and they are heat range 5, which is ridiculous. I'm surprised it even sparked any boost. I think from factory they're 6s. And I like to put 8s or 9s in the Pulsar. Basically you can run the gap at 0.8 and not have any misfire issues. Some people say they're a little bit harder to start with those colder plugs in them, but I've never encountered it. I think it's just sort of one of those old myths that you know, you hear, like big injectors can't idle. So yeah, we'll whack a new set in. Luckily I've got some in stock, which will mean we won't have any misfire issues while we're out tuning. So yeah, I think I'll put some 9s in it just because I've got them on the shelf, and gap them to 0.8, and that'll get us up and tuning. Okay, injector plugs all wired in, injectors are secure, fuel lines are all clamped back up again. Just got to put the intake pipe in, clip in the R35 MAF, and then inside the car, taking the factory ECU out, and we're putting the Niztune board ECU in. Next to Alien Speed Parts. Yeah, flip that back in, get that back under there, and yeah, we'll be ready for a tune. Okay, so we've just pulled all the old stuff out. We've got our injectors, injector ballast, boost solenoids, some of the plugs, the spark plugs. We've got our old airflow meter and the old intake pipe and air filter, so that's all been removed. And we've put some new stuff on, so we're going to have a quick look at that. So we've got our new injectors, 800cc's, all wired in with the new plugs. We have our R35 MAF all wired in. Well, that's a new plug, intake pipe. Yeah, blow-off valve is now venting to atmosphere. That's all been put back in. So yeah, we're ready to go, ready to tune. So yeah, awesome. Good bit of work. Okay, so big day working on this. Yeah, 800cc injectors, R35 MAF fitted, all the wiring done. Found heaps and heaps and heaps of vacuum leaks which are fixed. I think the turbo drain needs to be changed. It sort of comes down the bottom and loops around and then back up into the block. And there's a little bit of oil in the front of the intake pipe of the turbocharger, and I think that's there because the oil's been forced back up through there and like past the seals into the front of the intake. There's no other reason for it to be there, because the breather system wasn't hooked into the intake pipe. Yeah, it's got a few oil leaks and bits and pieces. Needs a bit of love, that's for sure. But it's getting there. So we'll get that tune done and yeah, go from there. But no, big solid day work. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching me do it, and yeah, we'll get it tuned. So the owner of this car is actually a painter by trade, and you can tell he's done an absolutely beautiful job of painting this. It's a forest green colour, it shines in the sun, it's got a really nice metallic through it. Yeah, really dig this, it looks really cool, this dark forest green colour. It's got a really nice set of wheels on it. 16-inch rotor grids. They're like a gloss black on the outside and a matte on the inside, which looks really cool. And then he's got 304mm rotors with the 6-pot TDMI big brakes. So yeah, clear side indicators, just really nice touches. I really like the fact that he kept all the side trims black, sets a real nice contrast on the car. Yeah, just done things like really tinted the windows dark. It looks super tough. Alright, day 2 on Shane's GTIR. Just put the O2 in there for tuning, and Gaz is in the car on the laptop getting everything set up, which is awesome. So we'll just start connecting everything up and get out there and start punching some numbers in and making this thing run nice. So Gaz is just setting up all the fuel mixtures to get everything right for idle and to set us up for the tune, which is pretty cool. He's got his wideband gauge down here, which is showing him the AR readings, which is the fuel to air mixture, and he's targeting certain results off that. What do you reckon, Gaz?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for cold start to finish so that we're not getting any enrichment for that. It's a little bit rich still, and then we'll go driving it.
Nice. But Gaz has been tuning cars for quite some time now, haven't you, bro? You had a dyno at your house, and you run Dyno Boys. Yep.
Yeah, no, I've done that. Yeah, tuned a few hundred cars, I think.
Yeah, awesome, man. And you're actually getting a dyno set up again, aren't you?
Yeah,
very shortly.
Just built a shed, so it's currently at my mate James's workshop, where I've been doing a lot of stock car tunes, but a lot of carburetor work and all that sort of stuff. So it's been quite cool just to try
something new, try something different.
Some different stuff, yeah. So it's really cool.
Yeah, man.
But it'll be good to have at home, and then obviously just in the garage. So
it's
heaps easier.
Easy just to step out your door and walk into the shed, isn't it?
Roll out of bed at 9 o'clock and wake the neighbours up.
How do the ARs look?
Yeah, they're rich.
Rich as, yeah. Okay. Right. Too. Okay, so it's the next day. Finished tuning Shane's GTIR last night with Gaz. That was really cool. Got it up to 16.5 pounds of boost, which was more than enough, I think, for the condition the motor's in, and obviously it's going to be a bit of a change for Shane to get used to. The car is going very well in comparison to what it used to go like. It's pulling really hard. It's really safe as well. Nice and rich, so yeah, it should last him a long time. Thanks for trusting me with your car, Shane. Obviously doing all those mods for you was pretty awesome, and putting the Niztune board in and getting it tuned. And that was all through Alien Speed Parts. So if you want something like that done, it's alienspeed.co.nz. Head on over there. We also stock a whole bunch of different GTIR parts that you can't really find anywhere else. Definitely specialise in those cars. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching out there. Maybe go check out some of our other Pulsar content as well. That'd be real cool if you enjoyed this. Yeah, thanks for watching. Remember, don't forget, like, subscribe, do all those good things. Put a comment down there. I always like to hear what you have to say. I read all the comments and try and reply to everyone. Have a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you here next time.